Freezing is a really great way of preserving vegetables and fruit. So if you've got an allotment or if you fancy going to a fruit farm, it's a really good technique to learn. I'm going to show you how to freeze raspberries to start off with. Now what you want to do with freezing is, remember, you don't want all the fruit and veg to clump together. So what you want to do is put a sheet of paper down on a baking tray like this, and then just arrange the fruit so that they're not touching. Just like this, so pop them all out. And that holds the same for larger fruit and veg as well as smaller ones like this. Pop them all over like so. And then what you want to do, about an hour or 2 hours before you do your freezing, you should try and put your freezer onto its highest setting. And you want to do that because if you pop fruit in, it'll lose its nutritional values less quickly, and it'll also make the freezing quicker, which means the ice crystals won't be as big. So here's some I've done earlier. You can see they've got that icy thing. These are frozen through now. And what you can do, because you don't want sheets of things in your freezer, pop them into a freezer bag, and then that's a really nice and easy way of storing them. So pop that back in. Always importantly, remember to label them. Frozen things will generally keep for about 3 to 6 months in the freezer. After that, they won't go bad or spoil, but they just start losing their flavour a bit, and they often tend to go a bit mushy. That's berries. Berries and soft things can be a bit problematic to freeze. I think the raspberries, cherries, things like that freeze quite well. But what happens is that they lose their texture a little bit. And that's because as the ice expands, it makes them a little bit mushy. So it's probably best to put them into smoothies and use them in cooking and things like that. It's even better to use harder vegetables. Things like broccoli works really well. Carrots can freeze quite well. Or broad beans, which I've got here, also grow very well on allotments. Pop them out of the pods, and then what you want to do is a pan of boiling water. Pop those in like that, and just boil them for about 3 minutes. These should work. Something that's a bit bigger, like broccoli perhaps, you might cook it for a couple of minutes more. And just when they're softened, you want to take them out. And then I've got a bowl of really cold water. And again, that's to stop them carrying on cooking, because you don't actually want to cook them, just blanch them. You actually don't always have to boil things. Things like peppers, you can actually grill and then freeze them. That works quite nicely as well. There we go. And then what you do with that, just let them cool off and then drain them. And then all you have to do is open freeze them, as I did the raspberries, pop them in a bag, pop them in the freezer, and there you have it, how to freeze fruit and vegetables.